Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today I will talk to you about how I learned German. As many of you know, I live in Zurich, Switzerland. I moved here in the year 2008, precisely 1st of January 2008. I moved here from Spain, and the reason why I moved here is because I just wanted better career opportunities than the ones that I had in Spain. And when I came here to Switzerland, I didn't have any knowledge of German. I thought that I would learn here, I love languages. I speak already before moving here. I could already speak 4 languages. I could speak French, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. I decided that I was going to move here and I was going to look for a job that will allow me to exercise, to do the responsibilities in English, right? And then I will learn German. So right away, I really started learning German because, as I say, I just love languages. I love to be able to communicate with people in the native language, and I think it's as well a sign of respect, learning the local language. So I'm going to share with you how did I learn it and what was my experience when I started learning, how people reacted, and so on. Because I like self-study. I'm an autodidact. I don't know if you say that in English, but in English we say self-learner, right? So I like to learn on my own. At first, well, in my university, my company at the time had a university, an academy where they will provide trainings, and one of the things that they provided was were language trainings, in many languages, because it was part of the academy. People could go there and learn language. So my boss, I signed up to join one of the courses, but then after the second, third class, I didn't come back because it was not a good class for me. So at that time, I decided that I was going to self-taught myself, to self-teach, to teach myself German. So what I did, I bought books. Yeah, first I started with Rosetta Stone. So as you know, there are many different programs that you can use to learn languages. I like Rosetta Stone, and the reason why I like Rosetta Stone is because it's like the approach that they follow is to learn a language the same way you learn your mother tongue. So there are no translations. I don't like when I'm learning a language that it's always, the words are always being translated to to another language that I know, English or to Spanish or whatever. I just like to stick with the language itself. So I like to learn the way children learn, right? Just by observing, just by watching. So Rosetta Stone has this approach, and I love it. I signed up for the program. I think I signed up for a 6 months subscription. And then I was every day before going to work, I will go to work like at 7. So every day I will wake up at 5:35, and then at 5:30 I will be learning. I will set myself as a goal to go at least through one of the modules every morning. So every morning I will learn about 1.5 hours. About 90 minutes every day, and then on the weekends I will learn a little bit more. So this is how I learned. I went through almost all the levels because the program's a learning program, so it has different levels. So I didn't reach like the highest level, but I went through many of the levels, and then it got to a point where I noticed, I don't know exactly what happened, what triggered that, but it got to a point where I noticed like I need like a little bit more of formal grammar, formal structure. So what I did while I was still learning with Rosetta Stone, because I love very much the intuitive approach, what I did was to buy the official books for the exams. So there are different exam certifications for German. One of them is from Goethe. So Goethe, he was one of linguistics from Germany. So all around the world, if you want to learn German, actually there are as well schools, like educational schools, Goethe, the German schools, and then there's as well the Goethe Institute, where you can learn German from level 0 till you are you are an expert. It's like if you will say like Cambridge, okay, more or less. I mean, more or less like that, okay. So I bought those books. I went to a bookstore and I started looking through the books, and I found these ones that were specifically from the Goethe Institute, okay, because you have other academies, other institutes, but these ones were from the Goethe Institute, and I thought, I just flipped over them. I fell in love with the structure, how it was just the book, how it was made, everything, like the modules. You have all the different modules, the colors from the book. I just loved it. So I decided to buy those books. Here in Europe, we have a system to study language. It was introduced recently, not many years ago, to harmonize the language levels of all European people. The first level is A1, that's the basic level, and then the last level is C2, will be like the proficiency level. So when I was going through the books, I thought like A1 was very easy. So I decided to start with A2. And my goal, what I set myself as a goal, this is very important, and I will recommend you do that so that you can really keep track of your learning, was to do the official exam. So after every level, well, for each level you have an official exam. So after C2, the A2, after learning the A2 content, I've decided to go for the exam. And what I did before even I went through the content of the book, I signed up for a date for the exam, and I just studied. The books are amazing, and in combination with Rosetta Stone, for me it was very, very good. Another thing that I did to learn was to watch the TV in German. So I will watch movies in German with subtitles in German. Okay, so I wouldn't watch the movies in English and another language with subtitles in German, but really directly in German and with subtitles. What I will do whenever I will watch the movies, I will then stop after every sentence, and then I will read aloud what it was said. This is very important, to read it aloud. So I remember the first movie I watched in German was from Scarlett Johansson and Jude Law. I don't remember now, but it's a very famous movie where Jude Law is faithful to her partner, to his partner with Scarlett Johansson, and then Scarlett Johansson threatens him with telling it to his wife, and so it's really, really very interesting. So that's movie that I watched. No, I was wondering if it was really that one, or it was another one where Jude Law was a womanizer. He had different girlfriends. I think it's the same movie where he had different girlfriends, and then in the end he has a Scarlett Johansson. I think it was the same, or maybe that was the second one that I watched, because after watching that movie, I fell so in love with Jude Hudson. So this English actor. Actually, he was here recently in the Zurich Film Festival. I didn't see him in the end because I didn't go to the event, but I think I missed a good one. I watch movies in German. That's what I did, and many of you can say, well, if I don't understand anything, I have such a low level, what can I do? Well, you can still watch the movies, and the reason being is because with the movies, even me, with my level A2, I didn't understand everything that it was said. But because in the movies you have a scene, you start developing this sense for the language, based on the scene, and you could imagine what it was said, and then by doing it like that, you developed more intuitively a sense for the language. After watching and watching and watching and watching, one scene and the other, you get better, believe me, you get better. And actually that's how you learn, right? When you are small, or when you go to a new country and you don't have anyone with your native language and you need to talk to people, things like that, and if you don't want to use a dictionary translation, things like that, that's how you learn. It's really by watching things, absorbing things, observing how people talk, how react when they say something. The body language says a lot, It is said that we communicate more with our body language than with anything else. Like at least 90% of our communication is non-verbal, okay? So watching a movie is a fantastic way. If you still feel intimidated by that, or once you start watching a movie, you feel defeated, like, oh, I don't understand anything, this is very frustrating, you can watch the movies for children, the series for children. They have very, very easy language, and that can help you to learn better if you feel comfortable with that approach. For me, when it comes to children's language format, what I did was to read a book. It's called Ben Loves Anna. Actually, it's a book that I read when I was 10 years old in Spain. So I decided to take this book because it's about two children, 10, 11, that they like each other, and so the language is very simple. And this book has been translated in many, many languages. It's from a German writer. He died only like 5 years ago. It's a very, very famous book. So in my school at the time, we were ready, and this time I was like, let me read it again. When I was in the library here, actually, I saw the book, and then I decided to buy it. So the book was specifically classified for A2 level. So this is the thing, when you are reading books, if you don't want just to read the books that everyone reads, if you want to read like engaging books, but tailored to your language goals, what you can do is to ensure that the books that you get these books as well online or in a book store in the section of languages. What you have to ensure is that at the front page of the book, the cover, they have the level marked. They have like A1, A2, A3. Sometimes like A3, sorry, B1, B2. Those will be the next level. And sometimes they have like A2/B1, okay? It means like, it's like beginners going to intermediate, something like that, lower intermediate. So there are books like that as well, and I think they are great to learn language. And what I did as well with this book, with Ben Loves Anna, I played the audio. So it had an audio. And while I was reading the book, I was reading the book aloud. This is very important. I was listening to the audio, okay? So I will listen to the, I will first just read it on myself, I will listen to the audio, and then I will see how certain words, I will hear how certain words were pronounced, and if I had made any mistakes, and so on. Okay, so first, what I suggest, you just read it for yourself without listening to how the words are actually pronounced, and then you play the audio. So this is how I was doing it, and I was doing that every day. As I said, every morning I will wake up, and before going to work, I will study for 90 minutes, and I will make sure that I will incorporate a little bit of all of this in my learning to make it a little bit dynamic. And then what I did as well, once I will go to the streets, I will talk in German, and even if I made mistakes, I didn't care. I will talk in German. The good thing here in Switzerland is that people, they're very, very helpful and very open when you want to learn a language. So I remember going to a shelter, for instance, to buy a transportation ticket, something like that, and I will talk in German. The lady, she was so patient, and then she was like, yeah, keep going, because I was looking for the words. Yes, keep going. So they love it. They love it when you learn German, okay? And there are, other cultures. I have the experience sometimes that when you are trying to talk their language, you don't speak it well. They make like nasty faces. They make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But that's not the experience that I have here in Switzerland. They love it. And then for work purposes, it will open many doors for you. I will make a video about how German helped me to find a job here in Switzerland. And all of that. So I think for this video about how I learned German, this is really all. I hope you like the video and it encouraged you to learn German. Ciao.